Welcome back to MKE Gadgets. Today we're going to build a new tabletop for my drill press. In a recent video, I made this fence for my drill press. It has an aluminum channel. I machined some aluminum knobs. Has a flip stop that flips out of the way, made out of Lexan. And some brass set screws, which I purchased. Today, we're going to build a drill press table that this will go on top of. Let's go over to the drill press and I'll show you the table I have currently and what upgrades we're going to make to it. See you at the drill press table. This is my current table and there's a few design changes I want to make on my new one. The current drill press has a bunch of holes here and that collects sawdust and chips and kind of a pain. I'm going to put a sacrificial panel in here. So I'll router a pocket and I'll put a panel in on the new one. I'm going to eliminate the T-track because that just holds drill bits and chips and sawdust. I'm going to eliminate these holes. There's really not a good way of doing a stop. In the past, all I've done is clamp a piece of scrap wood on there, and that's my material stop. Well, my new fence has a flip stop. The knobs for tightening the fence are on the bottom, so I won't have interference with these clamps on top. And I'm going to round the two front corners off. I removed this tabletop and I put this countertop on there and I traced the slots in the bottom. I mounted 4 bolts with 4 washers and 4 nuts. I countersunk the holes and added some hot glue so they wouldn't come out during the assembly process. The bolts I used are 1/4-20 carriage bolts. They have a dome on the top and a 1/4-inch square underneath. The soft material of the countertop, this will be recessed in there and it won't rotate on me. This piece of the countertop gets a square routed into it, so this sacrificial panel will be flush. The heart of this project is really this pocket. Let's go router that next. With a pocket routed out, let me explain how I did that. First of all, this old countertop is some nasty stuff, so I wore a dust mask and hearing protection. The bit I used is 3/4-inch 2-flute carbide. It has this brass collar, so the brass collar rides on the inside of this Lexan fixture I made. All it is a piece of Lexan I had laying around, and I put a pocket in there 4 inches by 4 inches. I put some slots in there and some scrap pieces of wood with some hand knobs to tighten it down. And then I also clamped both of them to the table so they wouldn't move. I took a little piece of my sacrificial material and made sure I had the right depth there. You don't want to cut all your sacrificial materials first. I just cut one. And now I gotta trim it to make it fit the pocket. Once I get those dimensions, then I'll make about 6 of them and I'll set them on the side for future use. So next I'll take the base with the bolts and I'll apply a generous amount of glue. And I'll glue these 2 up overnight. Then I'll radius the corners so you don't get a sharp corner there. At the drill press, I had the new table installed, and it turned out pretty good. So yesterday, I routed a pocket for a sacrificial piece of masonite, and I got a big old piece of this. First, you make the pocket, and then you cut a bunch of these. So as you get a lot of holes drilled into them, you can easily replace it. So it keeps them on hand. And here's the fence I made in a previous video. And I solved a lot of the problems of the old tabletop. There's no more bolt holes, no more T-track. I rounded the corners. Everything's nice and radius. The knobs for adjusting the fence are on the bottom. I got a flip stop. It looks a lot cleaner. The handle doesn't hit anything here. So the countertop I got off the curb. Looks like it came from someone's house with an 80s kitchen. And the nice thing about this is, besides being free, if you damage it, you can just make a new one. The table didn't cost me anything besides the bolts. The countertop was off the curb. The masonite was left over from a previous project. 4 bolts, 4 washers, 4 nuts. The fence costed a couple dollars for the T-track. A lot of the other material I had laying around. So this is MKE Gadgets. I hope you found today's video interesting. I sure enjoyed making it and showing it off. So if you found this video interesting, please share it with your friends and subscribe if you haven't. We'll see you tomorrow.